Are correct. 8 parties have been in the last 2 governments responsible in doing education cuts. So
yeah, we all have done that.
So it's not on Kokoomus, but nice try.
You were there both times, if I remember correctly.
You were there also.
One last question.
So
There's one question.
I have one question, and that's about global relationship between the North and the South. There is a lot of trend in the EU, also with maybe Finland as part of EU. The trade relationship with the North and the South is very unfair, especially if you think of developing countries and northern countries. So what is your party's and your opinion regarding that aspect? And what is your stand on improving trade relationships instead of giving money in kehitus or development work and then taking money out in other unfair trade practices? So I would like to hear what is your party's standpoint, and is it also in your agenda, or do you think about these things? Thank you.
I think trade is the biggest or one of the most efficient vehicles in maintaining peace and prosperity. It's a way to collaborate between nations, nation states, continents, and so on. And capitalism has been the foundation of providing a platform where billions of people have been raised from poverty in the last decades. And personally, I very much believe that trade is something that should be nurtured and done more, and it's already happening in an ever more global world. So instead of direct trade aids, which do have their place, and many things can be done through direct aid, like you mentioned, I firmly believe that through collaboration and actually doing trade together with different countries, it's a great way to enhance prosperity for all.
Yes, when we look at EU's trade policy, we can see that the EU countries still have this colonial approach to African countries, and this is something that I see when I travel to my relatives to Senegal and Mali. It is the way EU acts there. It is this idea of keeping the countries in control, and we see this strongly, and we see especially the way their old colonial country works there. And the Greens have always supported a more fairer and more globally responsible trade policy. And we see now that although EU has been present in of course, I know West Africa the best, so that's what I'm going to be speaking about. Is you can see what EU does there, but now we see that China has entered the market. And we see how the Chinese are reacting there, and EU is basically becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. And I don't know what will happen, but with the Chinese, we know that the way China treats West African countries is at least in a way that has no respect for the environment or no respect for the people working there. Since the Chinese, they also bring their own employees with them, and they basically come and they take and they bring it away. So this new way of colonialization has started, and that is something that I think the European Union is not ready to react to, and we just basically want to close our eyes and be happy with our cheap products.
Yeah, so just a follow-up question, and then we can conclude. So do you think that Finland taking up the EU presidency might have a shift on then the relationship with Africa in terms of development aid policy or trade, or I mean, if your party, I know the SDP party has had a launch with the African cooperation policy, but you know, does Kokoomus have something like that, or I don't know?
The Greens, what we do, we mostly work with environmental organizations and with fair trade organizations, and that is the people with whom we work there. But the problem is that I know that all organizations have huge expectations for Finland's EU presidency. But since this is the first presidency of in the new parliamentary term, it means that basically Finland will be the organizer and not really the leader. Because, yeah, so I think most people will be really disappointed for the Finnish EU presidency, but also the position and the time when we will get the EU presidency doesn't really allow us to change a lot. because that is the time where there will be the negotiation going on for the new parliament and for the commission, and that will be the main focus of the Finnish EU presidency. I'm really realised in this because I've worked with EU for so long, so I'm like,
Alexander, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think our party is quite small in this case to come to this big meeting, but at the same time, I would say that the relationships between countries, it's also the relationships between people, and how do we meet our southern neighbors, yeah, because they are our neighbors. All nations are in different cases are neighbors to each other. We are living in one planet. So I really appreciate this nice comment about China and how China does go in, and how the EU as a EU union could tackle that force. And I think that Finland can be as an organizer, as a driver of the equal relationships between North and South. That's important.
I'm not sure what the official stand for the party is in these matters. What I see firsthand is that I really like, and I think it's very cool, is that some of the students that we have trained from countries such as Nigeria or Ethiopia and similar are now working as developers here in Finland, but have plans into going back home and starting tech companies in their home countries, seeing products and services that we might have here but are not yet there. So it's a very grassroots perspective on we're talking about people and humans, and they have their stories and they have their desires and plans and hopes. So it's really encouraging us to see that it's not about give a man a fish but teach a man to fish, and let's take it from there.
Okay. Thank you very much. It comes to an end, unfortunately. Our time is up. Thank you very much. Merci, kiitos, tak, spasiba. So it was the discussion. I hope the new Finns around are now able perhaps to take a clearer decision. Thank you very much, all candidates, for your participation. Thank you for the audience. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, wish you a good rest of the day. Sunday, enjoy.